What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Matthews, your host, and this is Confessions of an Ugly Black Man. I know, I've been gone a long time. Well, I haven't really been gone. I just haven't been able to produce any content. The only thing I can really say is shit happens. I mean, life does happen, and I have been... 2020 outside of COVID has been I'll call it an experience, because this taught me a lot about myself and, well, how much I can handle. Now, I have some pretty broad shoulders, but at this point, even these broad shoulders starting to get a little weak, you feel me? But anyway, I'm home. I said, well, being since I'm home, I'm pretty much caught up with my homework, and that's one of the things that is the reason why I'm not putting out content, is because I'm in school for 9 months and I basically become an IT professional. For those who don't know, I do have a master's degree in the IT field, but I don't have any accreditations to say, hey, you're worth of being hired. So I said, you know what? Let's go back to school. Let's get a little bit more accreditation, some more skills, and let's put ourselves in a better financial situation. Because right now, this podcast ain't paying no bills. But with that being said, listen to me speak. Let's talk about my podcast. Let's talk about my host, and then we'll get back into it.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast just for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenerships. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I have been gone for a little bit, but my son, he's sick, and so therefore I have to stay home with him. So I've got to take advantage of the situation. That's called being productive, people. Now, since I've been gone for a long time, I don't want to just come back and just like be here forever. So let's try to keep this podcast, and you know how I get, under 15 minutes. But let's see what we can do. So I wanted to put a podcast out a while back, and I wanted to title it Crazy Americans, and basically, and I don't want you to judge me. Please don't judge me. The Crazy Americans thing, how we are, the whole 90-day fiancé thing, which is, it's a phenomenon, I'll say, at this point. I gotta ask one question. Why are we actually seeking, not that it's wrong, why are we actually seeking a spouse or a significant other from another country? Don't get me wrong, in certain situations, I know why you're doing it. Certain situations, you might be looking at it as, hey, I'm rich and I need me a woman to complete me, and she's got to be like foreign model chick, and those don't really go out too well. And to me, honestly, when I look at it, if you can't get with all the money, because there's a whole lot of GDs around here, and that's gold diggers for all the people who like the letters when I start putting these little acronyms together. But there's a lot of gold diggers around here that they don't care what you look like as long as you got money. So what you think you're going to get someone from a third world country or someplace where they're like, oh, I just got to be with the... Trust me, once they get done using you up, they're going to find somebody else, probably younger. And some of these little young tycoon devils, whatever you want to say it, they're going to snatch your woman up. That's just the way it is. And with me saying that, which is a pretty smooth caveat, to another thing that I was thinking of, I should call this, instead of those Crazy Americans or Hypocrisy or whatever, I should call this just Random Thoughts. Maybe that's what I'll call this podcast, Random Thoughts. So with the random thoughts, so check this out. I may ask you a question. Once again, this is kind of coming off the 90-day fiancé vibe, or after 90 days, whatever. And it actually can go other ways too, but this is where it actually stems from. Older men, older women. Is it okay to date younger men or younger women? Is it okay to marry or be in a committed relationship with someone younger? And I don't mean like 2 or 3 years. No, I'm talking about like 15, 20 years. I mean, look at it this way. And I know this is going to sound wrong, and I don't mean to be wrong, but these are facts. You got these cougars out there, and they get this little young guy, 20s, maybe 30s, and they're like 55 or whatever. if that guy does not have a child, he's going to want a kid at some point. Now, there are some dudes out there who don't want kids and probably shouldn't be fathers anyway. But there are some people who want kids, and maybe in their mind they're believing that 55-year-old woman can still have kids. In a lot of cases, they can. It's been documented that you've had 70-year-old women having kids. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but nowadays, highly improbable. Then you have older men going after these younger women. Now, here's the difference between an older man and an older woman. An older man still can pop out some kids. He still can pop out some kids, but how you gonna be grandpa daddy? That doesn't make any sense. And this right here is the pot calling the kettle black, because that's what I am. I am that. I'm 51. I look good for 51 too, I must say. Just kidding. I'm 51, and my youngest child is 8. My youngest granddaughter is 8. You feel me? I'm granddaddy daddy. What kind of sense does that make? But it happens. Now I'm not gonna lie to you now. The mother of my child is only a couple years younger than me, so there's not a huge gap, so I'm not really a dirty old man or anything like that. And then just going off that dirty old man, so if, let's just say, you just want to date these younger people, so yeah, you might be that dirty old man, or you might be robbing the cradle, grandma, because it doesn't make any, I don't know. Are you selfish for denying these young people, or better yet, are you selfish for denying that parent of the man or woman that you're dating a grandchild? And I saw this on 90 Day Fiancé after 9 days or whatever. So, and the mom sat there and she told her son, she says, hey, how am I supposed to explain? Because it doesn't make sense in our culture that my son is dating a woman that's older than his mother. I'm like, whoa. And that you are now robbing me of the opportunity to have a grandchild. I was like, oh man, that's really messed up. I was feeling kind of bad for the whole situation. I was like, oh, lady, you need to go back to the States, because, and you know what? He might not be the one that needs to have a kid. And you know what? It's his life. If that's the way he wants to live it, so be it, But I'll be honest with you. I really feel, and I can't substantiate this, although I watch documentaries like Cheaters, where these older people are with these younger people and they end up cheating. Now, cheating there's no age requirement for cheating, but I think there's a how can I put it? I believe there's a higher chance of someone cheating, especially a male to female, if he wants kids. And you really can't be mad at him per se, because you knew better. And anyway, grandma, why don't you get you with a grandpa? There's some sexy old dudes out there. Get you an old guy who's still going to the gym. Matter of fact, take yourself to the gym. Tighten up them bat wings. And I'm not going to go through any explanation, because you ladies know what bat wings are. And dudes, you need to go ahead and get you a woman. There's some sexy older women out there. Quit running after them little crumb snatchers, man, and get rid of your daddy belly. Ugh. She don't want to see that. Tighten that joke up. Tell you what. And this is a fact. Older women like to have a lot of sex. Older men like to have a lot of sex. So, yeah, tighten them bodies up. Date your own age. Leave them young people alone. I'm just saying. Anyway, now we're going to get to our main topic. The main topic. So, I'm surfing on Facebook, in which I generally don't do, but I do. Because this, believe it or not, there's some crazy ads, and I saw one. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But anyway, as I was going through, I saw something that kind of like stuck out in my mind a little bit. I was like, now, if I was to do this, or a guy was to make a post like this, he would get called misogynistic. He would get a lot of hate. So I'm not going to put out who put the post out. I don't even remember who, but I remember how I saw it. It's from an old high school friend. So you know who you are if you listen to this podcast. No hate, just point out the facts. So they posted Joseph Jason Nakamea Momoa, aka Aquaman, Jason Momoa, I hear it said, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Idris Elba. Now they posted these three, and then the caption underneath it said, which one? Choose which one. I'm thinking to myself, yo, what if I turned around and came out with Kerry Washington, Margot Robbie, and J-Lo? I had to just go ahead and widen the spectrum there a little bit. Yeah, if I did the same thing and come on and say, yo, pick one, Do you know how many people be mad? Whoa. Right now, I'm just saying it, and I guarantee, I can hear those teeth gnashing right now. I can hear them. And if you understand when I say those teeth gnashing right now, you probably understand the implication of why I said that. Because let's just be real. If a guy is having a conversation with his homies, his bros, his HBCs, and say, yo, man, I don't know, that Kay Washington, man, she kind of fly, whatever. I know that's some old terminology. I'm just putting it out there. You know, that Margot Robbie, man, when she was doing that Harley Quinn, that's it, man, she was on point. You know, something that get J-Lo, is she ever gonna get old? Heck no. I know for a fact that my relationship, if I start spouting stuff like that, man, I need to look for a throat punch or potentially hit while I'm asleep, because that's not gonna ride, because women see things different. It's okay for a woman to say, oh yeah, I get you so and so and so and so, or so and so and so and so. Now, I looked down the list to see who I was curious who they were picking, you know, and a lot of them didn't pick The Rock. I wonder why. But that's a story for another podcast. But anyway, the point of the matter is, how come you didn't put like a question mark? Your significant other, your husband, your boo. That's me, if you have one. I did see one lady, she said she would let them pick her chunky butt. And I thought that was the most sincere and funny thing I ever saw. Now, she's probably the one I would say, I got mad respect for you to even put it out there, even if she's coming out as a joke. You know, it's kind of like that Eminem thing. I talk bad about myself, so you can't joke me, fool. But seriously, you just, guys can't do that. We can't. And don't get me wrong, I mean, this right here is a Pandora box. I could open this thing up and y'all be like, Brian, stop. It's just all in fun. But understand this, if it's all in fun, ladies, picture your man and Kerry Washington or Margot Robbie, or better yet, your man with J-Lo, and they holding hands. And you sit on the outside mad, straight up mad. How's she gonna be with him? You can't get mad, because just like, you know, the other three, I kind of think that's an upgrade. But I've talked about this in the past podcast. You should go look it up. But I'll say this because I kind of feel some heat coming down on me. Lamentations 2:16. All your enemies rail against you. They hiss, they gnash their teeth, they cry. We have swallowed her. This is the day we long for. Now we have it. We see it. See, to me, when I say gnashing the teeth, I just made a whole bunch of haters, and that's all that was. I just created a bunch of haters. Don't take me serious, and I'm not being serious, because I know no one meant that to be in a spiteful way. But just remember, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And like I said, this is a Pandora box. I could open this up and just talk about all kinds of things, but I'm not trying to put myself into that position where you're like, hey, old man, shut up. I don't want to be that guy. Don't want to be that guy. I'm just saying, think about it. Yeah, I just picked Kerry Washington, Margot Robbie, and J-Lo. I mean, I just picked those three because everybody loves J-Lo, men and women, because she ain't ever getting old. I don't know what she's doing, but a whole lot of people need to get on it, including my little chunky butt. Margot Robbie, she's the it. To me, she's probably the it actor that you haven't seen her in so many, but you know her when she comes out that Harley Quinn. I mean, how many Harley Quinn memes have you seen on Facebook? I'm just saying. And Kerry Washington, keep it real, my G. Keep it real. Yeah, I just flipped it back on y'all. What do y'all think? Who should you choose? Anyway, with that being said, I'm sorry it's been a while, but hey, I might be able to get one more this week. It depends, because I'm on house arrest. That's right. As long as my son is sick, I got to be home. But with that being said, I want to thank y'all, and thank you for being patient. And for those who are continuing to follow me and pass the word about me, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just trying to get smart. But with all that being said, this is Brian Matthews, your host, and this has been Confession of an Ugly Black Man. I'll catch y'all later.